This tutorial will show you how to view the history of a particular program in all of its versions, and with the capability of rolling back or restoring an older version. So let's say I have a program here and I'm going to update it so that I have different versions. So let's say there's some new edit updates here, and I'll save that and I'll make a version backup of that. There are different ways, but one option is to create a version with notes. So this way I can have additional metadata or information about that update. So let's say I have changed the algorithm to the program. I have the option of inserting this message into the actual program header as well. I'll decide not to do that at this point. So in addition to versioning this, I can also change the program again. Let's say I've created even additional updates, and I'll just maybe take it out to make it restore to what it was. And this time I'll just version it without any notes. That means it just makes a backup version. So now if I look at the history, you can see that there was originally a version that I did which included notes, and then another one without notes. When we view it, you can see that the one, the original version, I had typed in an additional note, and also I edited the program to include some additional text here. But if I were to look at the latest one, I actually removed that text, so there are no additional notes here or changes. Now, one useful tool is you can select two versions within the history and compare the differences. When I perform the compare, it shows me side by side the two programs, and it highlights here on this is kind of a timeline for the whole length of the program, roughly where the changes are. So in this case, it highlights the fact that my edits here has been updated, whereas the previous or one of the versions do not have this changed shown in red, which is the edit that I edited. So now that I know that this previous version has those comments that I edited, what I can do is I can roll back, meaning I can restore this previous version. So if I click on restore, it takes that older version and it restores it to the latest version. So that's how I can bring back or restore and roll back an older program. So if I go out now to the Windows Explorer, I can look at the program now and notice that it rolls it back to a previous version with my notes that the edits that I've applied in the comments section here. So that's how you can manage different versions of a SAS program. You can also do the same with output files. So for example, SAS can produce a Word document, Excel, or PDF or XML. So in this simple example, I'm going to open up a Word document, and in this Word document, I basically just have a very simple table here. So I'll go ahead and make a version of that with notes. So I'm going to say that this is the initial version here. I'm going to do an analogous versioning as to the SAS program, but this time it's for a Word document. It could be also applied for all the other output types. But for this one, let's say in an update I decided to remove some of the information here, and I'll create another version. This time I'm going to make a message that all the table has been removed. So now I have two different versions of this Word document. One is with and one is without the that table. So if I look at the history, I've actually done a lot of testing here. If I view the older version, it has this table, but if I view the newest one down here, it would not have the table since I deleted it. Now, in a similar way, I can also select 2 and then click on Compare. This will actually compare the 2 Word files, and it only highlights the text that is different from what was before, which had the table and the text. So that's a good way of knowing what version you need to keep. So once I've identified that, I can actually do a restore, or I can do a restore as, which means that it takes an older version and it creates a new file. So if I were to type in the same file name, it will overwrite and create that as the current file. Or I can say something like restored from backup, and what this would do is it takes that older version and it saves it to a new file. So if I go out now, I can see that I've actually created a new document based upon of this document here. So if I look at that, I can see that it's been restored back to the point where I had the table, whereas at one point I had actually deleted this. So this is useful for SAS output, or you can actually use it for other Word documents as a document management system. So if this is a study protocol or any other document, you can use this form of versioning and comparison and backup as a good way of managing all your outputs or documents.